Lesson 10-3, Example 2. Our objective here is to learn to break a polygon into simpler parts to find its area. And sometimes you might have a shape showing on a coordinate grid here. Our coordinate grid is designated by our x-axis and our y-axis. And we have this shape on our coordinate grid, and we want to find the area of this shape. And this is a funky little stair-step shape here. But just like I did with the other examples, I can break this into some different, easier to deal with shapes. And I can see here, if I just break this here, I have a very distinct rectangle. Well, I could also do that here. So I have two rectangles, and I could do it one more time even, and end up with 4 rectangles that I can look at. One right here, 2, 3, and 4. And this is nice because I know the area, how to find the area of a rectangle. Area of a rectangle, again, is base times the height. Now on this particular one, we want to use our coordinates here to determine what are the base and the height. So let's look at this first rectangle right here. Our base is between 0 and it goes over all the way to 5. So the base of this first one, I'm just going to number these here, the base of the area of rectangle 1 would be 5 is our base, and it's being multiplied by the height, and the height here is 0 and it's also 5, so it would be 5. So the area of rectangle number 1 would be 25, and there's no specific units designated, so I'm just going to call them units and say that we have square units. So the area of rectangle 1 is 25 square units. Well, let's look at the area of rectangle 2 then. Again, it's base times height. So our base here, well, our base here is going between the 5 and the 10. That makes that distance there 5. So our base is 5 units, and our height in this case goes from the 0 and goes all the way up to here, which is 10 on our graph. So this distance here is 10 units. So that's our height. So the area of rectangle number 2 is 5 times 10, and that is 50 square units. So let's look at the area for rectangle 3. Well, the distance between, for our base, the distance between 10 and 15, that's 5 units in between there. And our height, it goes from 0, because this whole line along here is 0, and it goes all the way up to here, which is 15. So this distance right here is 15. So our base of 5 and our height of 15, and when we multiply that out, and we end up with, 50, and then another 25, we end up with 75 square units. So that's for number 3. Now we want to find for the area of number 4, of rectangle number 4. So again, we'll look over here, it goes from 15 units to 20 units, so this distance under here is 5. And this distance from here goes from 0 all the way up to 20. So this distance here is 20 units. So we have 5 as our base, we have 20 as our height, and 5 times 20 is 100 square units. Well, now we know the area for this shape, this one, and this one, but we want to find of the entire shape. So we need to add our areas of our rectangle together. So we have 100. Move this up a little bit. We have 100 plus 75 plus 50 plus 25. And we have 100 plus 75, that's 175. Going to add in our 25 here, so that's 200. And we have 250. So our total area for this entire figure is 250 square units.